Please subscribe.
That the 2019 Mazda CX-5 Diesel is quite recently hitting showrooms presently is somewhat of a stunt. For most of the decade, Mazda had guaranteed a diesel motor for a US showcase vehicle. Actually, it was initially bound for the Mazda 6. Be that as it may, the Japanese automaker said adjustment and confirmation issues were the first wellspring of deferrals, and those issues were made significantly progressively convoluted by the Volkswagen Dieselgate embarrassment, which expanded government oversight of diesel fuel, yet discolored open impression of these powertrains. So Mazda faces a daunting struggle by propelling a diesel-controlled CX-5 in the year 2019. Outside of pickup trucks, diesel motors are currently entirely rare. Furthermore, making things increasingly confounded, Mazda's Skyactiv-D motor is just being offered in the most costly CX-5 trim. Does that make this increasingly productive CX-5 a commendable thought, or is the diesel-fueled Mazda fundamentally dead on landing? Any organization choosing to introduce a diesel motor in a US-spec traveler vehicle today is unquestionably running contrary to the natural order of things. Fittingly, Mazda is no more unusual to doing only that, beforehand supporting rotating and mill-operator cycle motor advances. The consequence of Mazda's diesel improvement work is a 2.2-liter twin-turbocharged i4 creating 168 strength and 290 pound-feet of torque. At the point when outfitted with the diesel, the CX-5's tow rating hops to 3,500 pounds, a 1,500-pound increment over the gas-controlled models. From a power conveyance and sounds point of view, the CX-5's diesel power plant is noteworthy. There's some slight diesel jumble as you roll onto the throttle, with punchy push-down low in the rev run. It's additionally flawlessly smooth while turning up to the high for a diesel 5,500 revolution per minute redline, making brisk work of parkway entrance ramp consolidates. Being a diesel, you would expect the CX-5 to pack some bladder-busting driving extent, isn't that so? Shockingly, that is not actually the situation. With a 6-speed program transmission and all-wheel drive, the EPA evaluates the CX-5 diesel to return 27 miles for every gallon in the city and 30 miles per gallon on the interstate. I affirmed those numbers, effectively averaging 30.1 miles per gallon on tank of fuel under for the most part roadway driving. Shockingly, the CX-5 diesel's fuel evaluations are an improvement over the CX-5's 2.5-liter turbocharged i4 gas motor, which gets 22 miles per gallon city and 27 miles per gallon roadway. Outside of marginally better proficiency and higher tow limit, however, the remainder of the numbers don't go in the diesel's support to such an extent. The gas motor's 250 strength bests the diesel's 168, which is not all that bad, yet the torque figures are less so. With 310 pound-feet of torque, the gas motor outmuscles the diesel's 290, and the two motors making pinnacle wind at 2,000 revolutions per minute. Ouch! Another troublesome number appended to the CX-5 diesel signature is the value premium it extends the gas vehicle. Getting a range-beating signature model with the gas motor expenses $36,890, excluding $1,045 for gold. Moving up to the diesel knocks matters up by $4,110 at a $41,000 beginning cost, which is a ton of coin when you're just getting a slight advantage in efficiency and towing. Remove the diesel motor from the condition and the remainder of the vehicle is all that I've come to adore about CX-5. It keeps on being more fulfilling to drive than contenders like the Honda CR-V, Nissan Rogue, Subaru Forester and Toyota RAV4. The directing is sensibly speedy and informative, body slender is controlled at turn-in, and there's a sound aiding of grasp on the 19-inch Toyo tires, making it a lot of enjoyable to wheel around. Other than knock firmness being a touch firmer than other reduced SUVs, the ride quality is strong and agreeable enough that it won't mood killer generally customers. The CX-5 is additionally an attractive fiend, with its huge grille, slanting nose and unobtrusive body lines that especially pop when shrouded in my test vehicle's soul red paint. While I value the CR-V's increasingly rakish face and the rough, progressively squared-off appearance of the RAV4, I think the CX-5 strikes the best visual parity in the section. It's a balance of rich and forceful. The lodge is extensive in advance, yet backseat riders will be more confined here than in contending vehicles. With rich, dark-colored Napa cowhide, high-caliber delicate touch surfaces, genuine wood trim and a huge rundown of standard highlights, for example, warmed and cooled front seats, a head-up showcase, HUD, and a 360-degree camera, the CX-5 signature makes a solid contention for being cross-shopped against premium contenders. That is something worth being thankful for, since $40,000 is certifiably not a little aggregate of cash. The CX-5's infotainment framework additionally gets a genuinely necessary update. The Mazda Connect framework at long last gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto similarity. In the signature trim, the 7-inch touchscreen and turning run dial on the inside support are utilized to control route, a 10-speaker Bose sound arrangement, satellite radio and Bluetooth. Tragically, what despite everything you won't discover in the CX-5 is a Wi-Fi hotspot or remote charging cushion. The sting of not having the last is balanced by the front region having simple access to two 12-volt outlets and a couple of USB ports, while secondary lounge riders have another couple of 2.1 amp USBs mounted in the middle armrest. Raising the CX-5 signature's well-being game are standard versatile journey control with unpredictable usefulness, forward impact cautioning with programmed crisis braking, vulnerable side checking, path takeoff cautioning with path keep help and front and back stopping sensors. When building my optimal Mazda CX-5 Diesel signature, I wouldn't toss such a large number of additional items at it since it's as of now all around prepared, as it ought to be, for a vehicle in this class wearing a $41,000 base cost. I would make good for the $595 soul red paint occupation to feature the SUV's lines. Lastly, to expand utility and utilize the extra towing limit, I would attach the $400 rooftop rack and $450 trailer hitch and wiring tackle. With goal, that knocks the main concern of my vehicle to $43,490, making it a smidge more reasonable than the $44,335 test vehicle envisioned here. Except if you're an immense diesel fan, the 2019 Mazda CX-5 Skyactiv-D signature likely won't be such engaging you. Not exactly outstanding productivity increases and marginally better towing abilities likely won't be sufficient to make you pay the more extreme expense of affirmation. This makes the diesel-controlled model a specialty offering in Mazda's well-known CX-5 lineup. Fortunately, that is a reality that Mazda recognizes. The organization anticipates that diesels should represent close to 10% of CX-5 deals. Indeed, even that business split might be excessively hopeful. Be that as it may, for diesel devotees looking for a little SUV, and willing to pay a premium, Mazda has you secured with an alluring, pleasantly cut and engaging to drive section. For every other person, sparing a decent wad of cash and getting the turbo gas motor in a CX-5 is likely the more alluring course.